Lady spies. We don't really talk about them a lot. You know why? Because they can keep secrets. Men spies, they need to boast. James Bond, Jason Bourne, dun-dun-dun. But what about lady spies? The ones who know how to hold a secret close and to make sure that they can keep the operation going. Well, we found the one woman on Earth who is willing to talk about lady spies, and she sits right next to me. It's Mrs. Bromania on today's episode of...
Too many times. Remember to smile.
Welcome to Too Many Tabs, a podcast where a husband and wife duo sit next to each other at a table. You did that with me.
It's one table.
It is one
because
table.
We've glued it together.
Ignore the fact that you can separate
I glued it together.
Okay. So today we have a very special episode because I've been in the corner slowly disassociating while seeing things like, I don't know, $1 billion ballroom, and you...
Have been doing a job at opening the tabs.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what are the tabs about this week, my dear?
The tabs are about lady spies and the men that ruin everything.
Oh. Okay. I can already feel it. So this is about lady spies.
Yeah, and the men that ruin it.
Okay, but lady spies.
The men that ruin it.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to do a hashtag not all men that ruin it.
Oh, don't you hashtag
Ah,
me.
damn, I thought I could try.
Because I think, here's the thing.
Okay.
The boys be talking. They need to shut it.
You know what? It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was a kid in middle school, you went to a Catholic school?
Yes.
You did not have TVs in your classrooms, right?
Yeah, we did.
No, they had to wheel them in though?
We had both.
Oh, you had the ones up on the wall?
Yeah.
Okay, because we had the ones up on the wall too. And I remember this one kid brought in a remote one day. He got a universal remote. He figured out exactly what, like, they were all like Mitsubishi TVs.
Yeah.
So he figured out like the code for Mitsubishi, and then he would like turn it on like during stuff. And the thing is he got away with it for like almost a full day.
Yeah.
But then he started telling people because he couldn't.
Of course.
And that's the thing. Men can't shut the fuck up.
Just shut up. It's why they all have podcasts.
100%. We should take all the podcast microphones away from men.
You can have one just because I'm here.
That's literally...
You're my co-host.
It's literally the reason why this podcast does well, is because you're sitting to the side telling me to be quiet about specific topics all the time.
Okay, so recently in Minneapolis. This is allegedly, because you're not going to catch me saying anything that could get my gals in trouble.
Okay, got it.
Some very smart and incredible women were secretly banded together to use Tinder as a honey trap for ICE agents that are terrorizing their families, friends, and neighbors.
Wait, so when ICE, and they still are there, but ICE, the Immigration Custom Enforcement, those masked buffoons were running around literally slipping on ice, and we'll put in a video of a whoop, 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 fall down.
Yeah.
Women were on Tinder?
Yeah. So
just like reaching out to them? Okay.
So we got 4,000 some stir-crazy Proud Boys. I'm sorry, ICE agents.
ICE agents, yeah.
Who, when they got to Minneapolis, decided to log into their Tinder accounts or activate their Tinder accounts to meet local gals. And this, to me, is an incredibly nutso like concept, because these dudes are out in the streets committing hate crimes, kidnapping children,
murdering people
in the street, and then they get back to their hotel room at night and they're like, I'm lonely.
There's a loneliness epidemic in men, babe.
It's because they're false.
Okay, but if you mock the male loneliness epidemic, you're just gonna make the men into Nazi fascists.
They're already Nazi fascists.
Okay, but don't use your woman logic.
Okay, women logic is this whole episode.
Oh no.
And also men ruining it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But babe, how are we ever gonna get sponsored by Blue Chew now?
We're not.
Oh, my dream, the boyhood dream.
Because a no is a no forever.
Yeah, I know.
So listen, they're lonely in their hotel rooms.
Who's they?
The ICE agents.
ICE agents.
They're lonely in their hotel rooms. And of course, there's people outside with horns, honking horns, not letting them sleep, which is incredible.
There was a video of ICE agents, like people being outside honking horns, and the ICE agents moon them.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're literally showing your ass.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Gross, dude.
I know. Okay, so these guys are, I mean, I've been on the road.
Yeah.
I've been on tours. I'm on a tour right now.
What?
Crashingouttour.com. Find out more information. But what I'm saying, though, is, so they're just sitting there, they're alone. They're like, I wonder if any ladies want to see pictures of me holding a big fish.
Yeah, no, but literally that. And so here's what's happening. A bunch of local ladies noticed on their Tinders that a bunch of guy douchebags from out of town with fish pictures are like, oh, we're in town for business. And like some of their pictures would have like a Punisher sticker or some of that shit. You know, the shit that would be on there.
Yeah. Thin little line. I'm apolitical, not really into politics.
Yeah. And so they used context clues because women are fucking smart. And they decided to start matching with them and stringing them along in conversations to get intel to share with advocacy groups across Minneapolis.
They doxed ICE by just asking how your day was?
Literally, yes. Literally, yes.
Some guy's sitting there and he's just like, fuck, dude, they don't even get Spike TV on this channels anymore. Is Spike TV still a thing?
I don't know. I don't use TVs.
I know. We don't have cable. But so this guy's just sitting there just like, ugh, damn it. There's no new episode of Joe Rogan. Oh, this lady asked how my day was. Pretty good. Just ruined a family and terrorized a neighborhood. What's up with you?
Yeah, no, okay. So here's the shocking part that's not shocking. These dumbasses could not keep their mouths shut at all. And they immediately started bragging about what they were doing all day. They gave up all the information about what hotels they were staying in, the raids that they were doing. They even sent videos of themselves doing raids. Plans about future raids. They openly confessed to bad acts, strategies, and more. And I'm assuming also sent dick pics in between all this.
So the ICE agents are just straight up dropping Oppo research files on themselves.
Yes, because any type of attention from a woman, they're like, okay, well, you know what I do. I'm cool. I'm strong and brave.
Okay.
And then these women are pretending to be interested and being like, oh my God, that's so cool.
The other part about...
Tell me about your... Oh my God. Wait, what? I am so pro ICE. These illegal immigrants. You should send me. What else is going on? Are you okay? You're so brave. And then they, of course, just lay it out all the line because they're idiots.
Yeah, sure. Here's my whole social security number too.
Yeah.
This is how like literally every scam works. This is incredible.
This is why strippers are rich. No, I'm really interested in you.
Yeah. High five. I am so. None of this is shocking, but the fact that an app brought it to scale.
Yeah.
Because this is like historically a thing that people do with spies.
We're going to get into that.
Okay, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, because this is but back in the day, it was pillow talk.
Yeah.
You had to at least like have dinner with them.
Yeah.
They're not even having dinner.
They're not getting the meal.
In theory, you could do this with AI. You could do this with fake ladies. Oh,
that's happening right now.
No, there is. There's a guy. Did you hear about the guy from India?
No.
There's a guy from India. He made 2 different accounts.
Okay.
He made a big titty blonde woman who wears like American flag bikinis, blonde hair, MAGA hat.
Yeah.
And he just started scamming people on Facebook.
For sure.
But then he tried to make one that was left coded. Yeah. Right? That was like more aimed at like Democrats and stuff like that. Nobody fell for it. He was like, they don't fall for it.
Yeah.
They leave their house.
Mom. Yeah.
And that was like kind of where it was. He was like, but the MAGA ones, they're like, oh, thank you so much, young lady.
The older boomer guys will fall for a Facebook scam. Easy peasy.
Yeah. They're like, oh my God, you're a Christian. I need to salute you with my Venmo.
Yeah. Oh no, you need a train ticket to come visit me? Oh no, your train ticket got canceled and now you need a plane ticket? Oh no, the Spirit Airlines ticket you went isn't valuable anymore?
Because Spirit Airlines went under and you can't reach.
Let me send you another $1,000.
Can I tell you?
In cryptocurrency.
Yeah, so I used to work at a bank. This is such a common story for like sad old men. I've straight up looked my parents in the face. And I told my dad that he's not allowed to outlive my mom.
No, he's going to fall for it.
I'm like, you'll fall for it instantly. He doesn't like being alone. And the same thing with these, not to compare my dad to an ICE agent, but when you're alone, when you're a dude and you're alone, you're like, oh, I'm lonely. And you just start reaching out to, I texted a friend I hadn't talked to in 10 years the other day. You know why? Because I was in New York doing a sold out show. And afterwards I was like, well, it's like 11 o'clock, but I guess on the West Coast, it's like, do math. Yeah, I can text them. It's still early enough. So I reached out to somebody I hadn't talked to in 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, oh, I'm like, do you have kids now? They're like, yeah, and we shared pictures of our kids.
That's nice.
I hope it's the same number. What if they change their number?
Stranger.
I just doxed myself completely. That's just something that you can do.
Okay, so these ICE agents expose a ton of operational information. They give it to any woman who'd pretend to be impressed. Any woman.
No, I really like your gator.
Oh my God.
I really like the mask you wear, and I really your wraparound shades. They're so cool.
Yeah. No, I don't think your hairline is receding.
No.
I think you look good.
For you, you don't have to
You
go to
can pull off bald.
You don't have to go to Turkey. Everyone else does.
As a final act,
5'3" is huge.
4 inches is huge. As a final act, some of the women allegedly, again, because I'm never gonna say anything that would get my girlies in trouble.
No.
These women allegedly track the men that they were finding on these apps down on their like Facebook pages and Instagram, and then sent their wives back home in like fucking Texas and Arizona screenshots of the message history showing them that their husbands turned on Tinder while they were out of state and that they were talking to girly pops and sending dick pics.
Can I tell you, the best part is like, these guys view it as like, I was deployed.
Yeah.
I was deployed to the battlefield of St. Paul, Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Twin Cities.
Yeah.
I had to go out there and go against these invaders. And they pretend like they're World War II soldiers.
Yeah.
And there's a long history of soldiers going over to different places and all of this type of stuff happening. And worse, but before, someone would have to write a letter.
Yeah.
They don't have to write a letter. They just go, well, he used the same fucking profile name? Jesus Christ. All right, let me just do Google image search. That's it. You use the same profile pic?
Yeah.
As your Instagram?
But it's literally their wedding picture, but they cut their wife out.
It's the only good
Classic.
picture they have.
It's the only good picture.
That's why they have to.
Because men don't have friends and they don't take pictures.
And they don't have wives that will look at them and say, no, we should go get new professional pictures done because you look different than you did 10 years ago.
Yeah.
This is literally one of the reasons, like, I wouldn't have had new headshots done.
So we have these awesome women who are using the tools they have in front of them to find a hidden way to gather intel to help the cause and advocate for their community. And this could have gone on forever.
Yeah.
And this could have spread to other cities where this is happening. And fingers crossed.
Subtly.
Fingers crossed. Subtly, it's still happening. I assume that this is happening. But of course it got fucked up because guess what? A man got involved.
A man got involved.
Yeah, and not a ICE agent man. A Democrat man got involved in what these women were doing. And here's what he did. He decided he was going to take credit for what they were doing. Oh, what a shock. What a fucking shock. He's going to take credit for their work, of course. And then he's going to actually ruin it by talking too much and not shutting the fuck up.
Okay. So he basically blew the entire op.
Yeah.
He just, because he wanted internet likes, I'm guessing?
Yeah, no, but literally.
Literally?
Former Democratic candidate Will Stansel.
Okay, shut the fuck up. No. Oh my God. Will fucking Stansel?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a second.
Go ahead.
Just give me a second
I'm
here.
giving it to you.
Folks, if you've never heard the name Will Stansel, you're doing great. You're doing amazing. Will Stansel is at this point, basically an internet personality who has fought with virtually everyone on Twitter to the point where he then moved over to Blue Sky. Was the post from Blue Sky?
I believe it was on Blue Sky.
God damn it. Anyway, Will Stansel has had moments of where he's one of those guys where it's like 80% of the time you're like, okay, dude, whatever. But then as he starts arguing with people, he just won't shut the fuck up. I think this dude posts I want to say 50 times a day.
Yeah.
He's just constant. There's so many people online, I realize, like the Will Stansels of the world, even like Hassan Piker. I like Hassan Piker for the most part.
Yeah.
But I'm like 8 hours a day, 6 days a week on Twitch. That's too much content, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking have somebody in your life who goes, you know what? Maybe that genius idea stays in the drafts.
Lock it up.
Find somebody in your life who maybe reviews the post before you hit send.
Yeah.
Because you write something that you think is aimed at one group, but a different group reads it completely differently. That's what you need. So at least one.
Yeah.
Do you think this is not the only woman in my life that I run content past? I'm like, no.
There's a team of us.
There's a team of women.
Team of women.
There's a team of women that I'm like, what do you think about this one? They're like, oh,
No,
Jesus.
delete that.
That's going to read
Apologize
insane.
to me for having to read it.
Yeah, like, is your next comedy special going to be called Triggered?
Okay.
Like, no. And this is why I'll never be on Netflix. But the Will Stansel he is just fucking annoying.
So he gets on the internets and he starts talking about this amazing work that, quote, he was a part of and outed the entire honeypot operation. Again, putting all of these women at risk, talking about what they were doing behind the scenes.
I just want to say a straight man like Will Stansel is not part of a honeypot
No.
He can't be. He doesn't know how to talk to someone in a way that actually would engage them enough to want to keep talking to him. The most times when I see Will Stansel and I see his name, it's because people are like, shut the fuck up. And it's from like all sides. It's from all sides. And like, there's times where I'm like, okay, well, that point makes sense. I've blocked him and unblocked him repeatedly. Because during all of this stuff with Ice, there was moments where he was out in the street.
Yeah, he was like following them around in a car.
He was chasing them around. He was blowing whistles. He was a part of this because he lives in Minneapolis, St. Paul area. He's in Minnesota. There are parts of that, and that should be lauded to a degree. But this is just fucking dumb. And this is part of the problem with the internet. And exactly what we were saying earlier. This is the remote with the TV all over again.
Yeah. So,
Jesus.
Then you know what I was thinking is that like, if there were men to get involved in this situation, in this honeypot situation, it would be to use the same idea on Grindr.
Yeah.
And like, here's the thing. We all know that Grindr crashes at the RNC and Turning Point events every fucking year.
Yeah.
And yet we never hear about it. So now I'm like, are these men my allies? Because the girly pops are out here taking one for the team. But how come we never hear from the boys on Grindr about what's going on?
There was an article, actually, about the tech gay mafia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't read it. I just remember seeing... I didn't read it.
That's so internet. I saw
I know.
a headline.
No.
I saw a headline.
I saw the cover.
Oh.
The cover is crazy. Actually, you know what? I'm going to break the fourth wall here, and I'm going to pull it up. Let me get my keyboard.
No.
Let me get my keyboard. I got to get the keyboard.
He's got to get his keyboard. There's 5 mice on the table.
Okay,
and by that
yeah.
I mean computer mice.
Yeah, there's
we don't
too
have
many
real
things.
mice because that's how you get
Tech
hantavirus.
gay mafia cover.
Okay, let's see what Google brings up.
Let's get it's right here. Look at this.
Oh,
Look at that.
whoa!
Yeah. That's a crazy.
Wait, this came to our house.
Yeah. Oh, did it?
Yeah, we get Wired magazine.
We used to.
Yeah.
I switched bank accounts and I didn't know how to fix it. I couldn't find my login. So yeah, this cover, which for the audio listeners, it says Wired. It says members only. The sub headline is Inside the Gay Tech Mafia. And then it's clearly 2 white men at the belt line.
Shaking hands, but the hands are coming out of the
fly zipper.
So it looks like penises.
Yeah, it looks like penises.
And
Give
one
it
of
a
them's
shake.
wearing an Apple Watch with a gay pride flag.
100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is Inside the Gay Tech Mafia because there is like a subsect in there of like Peter Thiel is gay.
Yeah.
And he was part of the PayPal Mafia.
Yep.
And there's all of this type of setting with it. I keep catching myself on one of my 2 podcasts.
Yeah.
This one we're crashing out. Somebody pointed out I said all these different things a lot.
You say it a lot, yeah.
Do I say it a lot?
yeah.
You've never called me out on it.
I mean,
But somebody said it in the comments and now I keep catching myself about to say it.
just say it. Who cares?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I refuse.
Why? It's like your little catchphrase.
I didn't know I had a catchphrase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all these different things.
Yeah, it's like a way that you elaborate many things.
If I had a catchphrase this entire time,
Yeah.
why didn't you make it into merch?
Because it doesn't really make sense.
Okay.
Not yet. It'll come about.
It'll come around.
So listen.
Yeah.
Anyway, if the boys are over on Grindr and they're doing this, I'll keep a secret. I'm gonna assume they're doing it, right? Maybe.
There's been a whole thing though about outing people.
Yeah, you don't.
That's
wanna
the whole
out
thing in
people,
a Grindr.
except for Lindsey Graham.
Apparently, which no one will. No one officially has ever been like, here's a picture of him doing it. You know what I
Damn
mean?
it. Do it, guys.
No,
Do
I
it.
know, but it's like Lindsey Graham.
So men can keep secrets when it's about Lindsey Graham's ladybug butt,
Basically,
but nothing else.
Apparently, that's the only thing that they can keep secret. Even though he's walking around Disney carrying a mermaid bubble wand.
Okay, here's the thing.
And they can also keep secrets about the other South Carolina senator.
Men and boys cannot keep secrets.
Mm-hmm.
They always are blabbermouths, apparently.
Because we're boastful.
And
Gotta boast.
And I did a lot of research about it because once I started opening tabs about why men can't shut the fuck up, I got deep in some historical lore. And when we come back from break, we're going to talk about it.
Okay, so let me not shut the fuck up about this sponsor. Why are you paying so much for your phone? Do you hate money? If not, Mint Mobile is for you. Same coverage and speed you're used to, unlimited talk, text, and data, all on the nation's largest 5G network. Mint Mobile plans start at just $15 a month for 3 months.
And we love it.
We do.
We switched over, we save all the money, and then our family switched over and they saved all the money.
Yes.
It's great.
It's been wonderful, and we got the same exact coverage that we got from big carriers for a small price. Bring your current phone and number over to Mint. No long-term contracts, no hassle. Mint makes it easy with a 7-day money-back guarantee. If you like your money, Mint Mobile is for you. Shop plans at mintmobile.com/tabs. That's mintmobile.com/TABS. Upfront payments of $45 for 3 months. 5 gigabyte plan required. Equivalent of $15 a month. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com for details. Thank you, Mint Mobile, for sponsoring Too Many Tabs. You know, I know this episode's about secrets, Mrs. P.
Yeah.
But the best kept secret on the internet right now,
what's that?
That's really open for everybody, is pearlmania500.net, our Patreon, where you can get ad-free content, bonus episodes, access to the chat, and so much more. pearlmania500.net. Join us today and help support the show.
I would never keep that secret. I would tell everybody.
We do every episode.
I know, good.
We always,
So
it's
here's
called a
the
call to action.
Here's the problem.
Okay.
We've called the men to action and they can't shut the fuck up.
Yes, true.
Okay, literally. So this has been a huge problem for militaries across time about men just saying whatever.
Yeah.
And not being able to be quiet. To the point where MI5 had to hire young girls and women to be spies.
MI5, wait, that's the British intelligence.
Yes.
And I know that because MI6 is James Bond.
Yes.
So, that's James Bond.
Idris Elba.
And MI6 actually, in the last bunch of decades, I think, has actually been run by a woman in the show.
I like that.
Yeah.
Is it Gillian Anderson?
Is it Dame Judi Dench?
Ooh.
I think it's Dame Judi Dench.
I don't know who it is. I was just saying hot women in charge. Okay, so at the beginning of the First World War, MI5 decided to employ Boy Scouts as spies.
In World War I?
Yeah, in World War I.
Okay, got it.
So they're like, we have all these Boy Scouts that are trained in outdoor activities.
They know how to make a fire.
They know how to do stuff.
Yeah.
And they were given duties like delivering counter-espionage messages and intelligence gathering.
Okay.
Right? So we have these trained Boy Scouts, these young men, and they're like, you know, Boy Scouts have a little bit of military focus. They're in uniform. They're
literally a paramilitary.
Yeah.
You know, they got their little shorts.
Yeah.
They got the little shorts on there. And yeah, the Boy Scouts also, I believe the Boy Scouts started in Britain because they're a spinoff.
It didn't take long for them all to get fired. Every single one of them.
They fired all the boys?
They fired every single one of the boys because problems arose with their work, including bringing unreliable reports, telling people about their top secret jobs, which they were not supposed to do.
Hello, Governor. I'm here to trick the Jerrys into thinking that we're going to invade at Verdun. But in reality, we're going to be going through this forest right over there. But they all trust me because I'm the tip-top Boy Scout.
Boy Scouts were found to be ineffective, overly boisterous, and too talkative.
Yeah, because they're boys in puberty who need to feel important.
Yeah.
That's a thing. And we're stuck. There's a tweet that went out a while ago. It might have actually been a blue sky skeet.
Oh.
But just about pointing out that the reason why everything sucks right now is because everyone's 12.
Yeah.
But it's really the boys. All the boys
Emotionally.
think they're 12.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to have a UFC fight on the White House lawn? Of course you do.
That's
You're
the
12.
12-year-old,
That's what a
yeah.
12-year-old would think is cool.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different things. Oh, you're going to win a war by killing the supreme leader of Iran? Yeah, that's what someone who doesn't know what the Strait of Hormuz is would do.
Who doesn't know about fertilizer.
Yeah,
So
Jesus.
ultimately, MI5 made the decision to fire all the Boy Scouts in September of 1915, all of them. The agency then pivoted and hired who they would call Girl Guides.
Girl Guides. That's
Girl Guides.
their version of Girl Scouts.
Their version of Girl Scouts, but these are trained specifically through MI5 called Girl Guides.
Girl Guides.
And they believed these women would be a much better option, and they were right. Robert Baden-Powell, the founder of the Boy Scouts, agreed with MI5's decision, stating, quote, "Girls can be trusted better than boys not to talk. If the character of a girl is developed, she will discipline herself not to blab and will play the game, not for herself or her own glorification, but for the interests of her side."
Yeah.
That's what I'm fucking saying.
It's interpersonal versus intrapersonal.
Yes.
Like all those things, the community, the thinking about the household over yourself is the same way of thinking about the nation over your own glory.
Exactly. Exactly.
Thinking about all of the people that are being attacked by ICE and not being Will Stansel.
Yeah.
These are, Jesus Christ.
Go ahead.
Real fast, just going back to that, by the way, you can still do the Tinder honeypot thing.
Yeah, no, but don't tell anybody.
I know, don't tell anybody,
But,
because just give it enough time and the next ICE agent will go, nah, this one's different.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
She's different.
You can tell them, because this is the loose, that whole thing, the honeypot scam,
Yeah.
that thing, is the same as, like, I remember when I was a kid, when I'd watch Looney Tunes or like old Disney cartoons, they would always have World War I stuff in there. And they would always have like loose lips sink ships.
True.
Because they would be like,
Because
hi.
they got 500 sailors who won't shut the fuck up on that boat.
Because the second they got off, they're like, hey, we're going to stop by an island so you guys can like stretch your legs or whatever. And they're like, oh, are there ladies here? And they instantly would just walk up to any woman they saw and they're like, hi, we're building nuclear weapons. Like instantly.
Do you want a kiss? So, former director...
Men used to get kisses for secrets. Now they just get a thumbs up emoji.
No, they get the exclamation point one.
Oh my
It's
God, you're not even getting thumbs up?
It's not even a thumbs up.
You're not even getting thumbs
No.
up? I'm so glad I met my wife before online dating took off.
Yeah, because I give them thumbs down now.
Yeah, she does. She hits me in the group chat in front of the fam.
Yeah, of course.
I'm like, oh my God, look what we did today. And then she's just, boo.
You gotta keep you humble.
Yeah.
So, as former Director General of MI5, Jonathan Evans explained, the Boy Scouts proved, quote, feckless and noisy, and the Girl Guides were more reliable.
That's incredible.
I just need you to know that calling the Boy Scouts feckless and noisy is so funny.
Feckless is, we got to bring back feckless.
I say it all the time about the Democrats.
But you do. You're like, you feckless losers. Go sit in the corner in your cuck chair.
Literally.
You know who isn't feckless?
Who?
Louise Lucas.
Who's that?
She was the state senator. She is the current state senator. I think she's the president pro tem of the Virginia State Senate. And she's real mean via Twitter.
Yeah, I know who she is. I just wanted you to say it.
I know. She did straight up tell two sitting Virginia senators, you guys sit over there in your cuck chairs and we'll handle everything down here in
And how old
Richmond.
is she?
She is 82 years old,
yeah, dude.
and she loves gummies.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, honestly, we got to get her into clouds,
For sure.
She needs a sponsor.
Girl Guides between the ages of 14 and 16 who were of good standing, quick, cheerful, and willing were hired by MI5. Their parents and troop leader had to agree and sign off. Roughly 90 young ladies worked in this capacity. Those who were successful were brought to one of the 3 houses used by MI5 during the war. So they had to like live in community together.
Yeah.
The Girl Guides' primary job with MI5 was as messengers. They were carrying highly classified documents. They had to swear to not read them. And they would also do the physical messages. They were also asked to deliver messages from memory. So they would be dictated to, and they couldn't write it down. They had to memorize what the person was saying.
Yeah.
And then go and just say it because they were afraid that people would steal documents.
Gotcha.
And they could be trusted to do that.
Yeah, and they worried that somebody would grab the bag and then be like, just write it down.
The Girl Guides were compensated with payments of 10 shillings a week.
I don't know how much that is.
Me neither.
But
I like that they were making shillings.
Yeah.
It feels old-timey.
A tuppence, sir.
My gals.
I do love this. I think it's so great. The Boy Scouts are feckless. Can you remember a 3-sentence message? Yeah. Can you not tell anyone? Wait, is that the job? Was that what they couldn't do?
Yeah, literally. That's
The boys are like, hello, everyone. I'm being trusted with secret information. I have to tell everyone I'm the most important boy in the village.
You'll never guess what the Germans are doing.
Oh, well, don't let the Kaiser know that me, Billy Porter over here, is definitely the one. I can't believe I chose Billy Porter as the name.
Wow.
I know.
Wow, what a choice. So, yeah, that's all about the Girl Guides. So here's what happens. Now I'm opening tabs about Girl Guides.
Okay.
And now I'm in World War I. You know how it goes. Suddenly you got a lot of tabs about World War I open.
Yeah.
And I found out about the Queen of Spies.
Okay.
And when we come back from this break, I want to tell you all about the Queen of Spies.
Ooh. We just finished a sold-out show here in New York City, and the energy was amazing, Phil.
It was great. You had a chant going. It got weird. It got fun. It got crazy. But we have more coming because we're going to be doing live shows in Seattle, Portland, Boston, Philly, San Francisco, Phoenix, Denver, Atlanta, Chicago, St. Paul, DC, and Pittsburgh.
CrashingOutTour.com. Get your tickets now or check the link in both of our bios. Oh, wow. That was a really great sponsor for this week's episode. And that guy sounded really handsome. And he was there with his very good friend, Phil DeFranco, just telling everybody about it.
They seemed like they were having a really good time.
It seemed like everybody who came out to the show had
people in the audience were having a good time.
really, really, really good time, and then they could join us on that tour.
You can't hear it, but I heard there was Kesha involved.
There was, you know what? It's going down. It's going timber. But speaking of things that didn't go down, the Queen of Spies.
The Queen of Spies. Well, she did. Anyway, let's get down to this. Her name, and I'm going to pronounce this wrong because it's French, Louise Marie Jean Henriette de Bettignies. I don't know.
Let me try. Let me
Go
try.
ahead.
Let me see.
It's a lot of names. She's got a lot of names.
This is so
I'm going to call her
long.
Louise.
Okay. No, you should call her Louis Marie.
Louis Marie?
Louise Marie Jean? Louise. Oh, is it Louise or is it Louis?
I don't know. Louise for boys.
I know.
They do gendered stuff in the French language.
Do. That's one of the things. All right. Louise Marie Jean Henriette de Bettignies.
Yeah, great.
I'm going to go with that.
Louise Marie.
Why the French have that many names?
They got a lot of names.
What happened to just Jessica?
No. So Jessica. Okay.
It works on toddlers. It's crazy.
It does work.
If your toddler's screaming, just turn, look towards the doorway, and go, Jessica, come here. And the toddler's like, who? I haven't tested other names. I only saw Jessica on TikTok.
So she's a French secret agent who spied on the Germans during World War I.
Okay.
Now, after the German army invaded Lille, France, it's part of France.
Okay.
And let me just show you a picture of this map. So this is where Lille is.
Belgium?
No, see it right there?
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
so
it's like on the Belgian-French border,
Exactly.
near the English Channel. It's a very important area.
This is an incredibly important area.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is where she's from, and
the Germans are coming across Belgium.
Yeah.
They're like, crush the Belgians.
Yeah, as one does.
Yeah.
So the Germans have invaded that area of France. Louise begins carrying messages from people who were trapped there to their relatives across the border.
Okay.
She did this by writing the messages in lemon juice on a petticoat, and then she put the petticoat on under her skirts. Once she got to her destination, she would take it off and iron the petticoat, and the heat would make the messages visible. She would then cut them apart into little pieces of fabric paper for the deliveries.
Let me tell you something. This lemon juice shit.
Yeah.
I remember I used to watch PBS shows as a kid. They'd be like, you want to be a secret spy? I think even Velma did it on an episode of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
That lemon juice shit. That
This was
slaps.
hers, dude.
That was her move.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Impressed by her cleverness.
Bring back lemon juice spying.
Impressed by her cleverness and her language skills, officers from both the French and English intelligence agencies tried to recruit her.
Oh.
Because they're hearing through the grapevine about this lady spy who's getting messages across.
Yeah.
And they didn't automatically hear about how she was doing, but they knew that she was successful. And so both of them were trying to recruit her. She, even though she's French, decides to work with the British, who gave her the pseudonym Alice Dubois. So we're going to call her Alice now.
Okay, Alice.
What an easier name for me to pronounce.
An incredibly easier name to pronounce. And we accept people.
We appreciate that.
And when people change their names, we accept it.
Absolutely.
That's just 100% what we do.
Alice, they help her set up an intelligence network of 100 people. It's called the Alice Network.
Okay.
And they provided important information to the British by way of occupied Belgium and the Netherlands. It is estimated that her network saved the lives of more than 1,000 British soldiers during the 9 months of its full operation.
Oh, wow.
So when it was completely in full operation, it was highly effective.
Got it.
The network was so effective that she was nicknamed by her English superiors the Queen of Spies. Alice smuggled men to England, provided valuable information to the intelligence committee, and prepared her superiors in London's a grid map of the region of Lille. When the German army installed a new battery of artillery, the intelligence that she provided allowed their camouflaged position to be bombed by the Royal Flying Corps within 8 days.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
The thing you guys need to understand, you really need to understand about this, because you might be picturing now about how things get bombed, right?
Yeah.
When you're picturing like Iran or what's going on in the Middle East or anything else. When they're talking about this, bombing from an air corps in World War I meant that a guy had to look out the plane and drop it.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, they're not, the guided bombs is, all right, so when you get about here, let go, and it'll kind of arc.
Yeah.
They were dropping them.
Yeah, the guided bomb was a guy named Richard.
It was a guy named Richard, and he was just dropping grenades from his plane.
And they had a map in the plane.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out where they were on the map.
Oh, Jimmy, make sure that when we take a bank a hard left up here, and then, okay, that clump of trees, that's supposed to be it. Drop away. And they don't have satellites.
No.
They don't have any of these different things. So not only does she have to have the information, she has to be able to get the map made to give them the exact location with longitude and latitude, all those different things, to then have that translate to somebody who is seeing it from the sky. She's not seeing it from the sky.
No.
She's not in a balloon network. Because that was the other way they used to be able to do these things. Is they literally set hot air balloons up to look down and go, okay, well, that's what it would look like from above.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Another opportunity allowed her to report the date and time of a passage of the Imperial train carrying the Kaiser on a secret visit to the front line of Lille. During their approach to Lille, 2 British aircraft bombed the train, but missed the target. They didn't get the Kaiser.
But they still bombed the train,
They bombed the train.
That's crazy.
The German command could not figure out or understand this unique situation of the 40 kilometers of what they called the cursed front. Once they got to Lille, they were like, it's fucking cursed. We don't know what's going on over there, but we cannot get near it. We always get our asses handed to us over here.
She had a 40-kilometer radius of hell.
But she was
just one lady.
Yeah.
That's
Alice.
so cool.
Go ask Alice, indeed.
Oh, my God. Meanwhile, Will Stancil will be like, no, it's Alice is doing it all,
Yeah,
you
so we
piece
got
of
this
shit.
network of ladies named Alice that are fucking over here at the German border.
That's so crazy.
One
I love the idea of the Germans being like, and when we're routing the Kaiser, he's going to go with the spike on his head and go talk to the troops at the machine gun nest. He's going to go by Lille. Holy fuck, are you insane? There is a demon that lives there. And it's just a lady named Alice going, hello, I have
who's
a lot.
ironing her skirts.
She just has a lot of
She
lemons.
smells like lemons.
She just has a lot of lemons.
She smells like lemons.
Oh, my
She's
God.
in her garden growing lemon trees.
Yeah.
So one of her last messages...
When life gives you lemons.
Become a spy.
Oh.
So one of her last messages announced the preparation of a massive German attack on Verdun in early 1916.
I was joking about that. I made a joke about that earlier, and now here we are.
The information was relayed to the French commander, but he refused to believe it.
Yeah, because he's a fucking idiot.
Because he's an idiot.
Because he's a stupid man with his dumb penis.
The German attack on Verdun set off a brutal 10-month struggle. Because of the intense resistance on both sides and heavy counterattacks, the casualties on both sides were considered catastrophic.
Yeah.
And this all could have been avoided if they would have just listened to her.
And Verdun.
What a fucking shock.
Verdun and the entirety of World War I, but Verdun was actually so horrific and left such a shock to the French psyche that it's basically the reason why the French rolled over. It was one of many reasons, but it's a huge chunk of why the French rolled over in World War II.
Yeah.
So if they just listened to Alice,
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino would have had one less movie.
Okay. Oh, God.
I know.
She was arrested by the Germans on October 20th, 1915.
Boo!
She was sentenced to death.
Of course she was.
Her sentence was commuted
Hey!
to forced labor.
Aw.
And after being held for 3 years, she did die in 1918.
Damn.
Her body was repatriated in February of 1920. A funeral was held in Lille in which she was posthumously awarded the Cross of Legion of Honor and the Croix de Guerre with palm. And so then I was like, what does with palm mean? And so the Croix de Guerre, I'm so sorry for mispronouncing whatever I'm mispronouncing.
Croix de Guerre.
Sure. Was awarded to either an individual or a unit of soldiers who distinguished themselves by acts of heroism involving combat with the enemy. The medal is awarded to those who have, quote, been mentioned in dispatches, meaning their heroic deeds or deeds were performed meriting a citation from individuals in headquarters. The unit award, which is the with palm, was issued to military units whose members performed heroic deeds in combat and were subsequently recognized by headquarters. So this honor was bestowed upon her for running the Alice network.
Got it.
That's what with Palm means.
Got it. Yeah, because the whole network, the Alice network is the unit at that point.
Yes, exactly.
That's so
because she
insane.
ran her own unit.
Yeah.
So she also was awarded a British military medal and was made an officer of the Order of the British Empire posthumously.
Yeah, when she was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's the queen of spies.
Yeah, she's the queen of spies.
That's fucking incredible. It sucks that she got taken down.
Yeah.
That sucks, but it's good that she got the recognition afterwards.
Yeah.
But it also just shows that, like, I love the fact that the Germans just didn't know, because they never thought that a woman would do it.
Yeah.
They just never thought that it was just a woman being like, write that down.
Write that down.
That's it. That's
Women
literally-
don't listen with their ears.
No. It's just a cleaning lady.
They don't listen to
That's
their
it.
ears.
Like, that's literally what they don't say that shit.
Okay, so listen. I want to cover one more spy before we go to break.
Okay.
Okay, so I found a Catholic spy.
A Catholic spy?
lady spy.
Ooh.
I opened a lot of tabs.
Okay.
Her name's Gabrielle Petit. Petit was born of working class parents, and she was raised in a Catholic boarding school following her mother's early death. At the outbreak of the First World War, she was living in Brussels and was working as a saleswoman.
Okay.
She immediately volunteers to work at the Belgian Red Cross. So she's a woman who's giving back to her community immediately.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, World War I breaks out and she's working at the Red Cross. What is a nurse or something along
Yeah,
those
something
lines?
like that. She's a volunteer.
Yeah.
Gabrielle, her espionage activities begin in 1914 when she helped her wounded soldier fiancé, Morris, cross the border into neutral Netherlands to reunite with his regiment.
Okay.
She passed along to British intelligence information about the Imperial German Army during the trip. So they like met up and she was just like verbally telling them things that she had seen her notice, right?
Yeah, I drove by and I saw they have these new tank things over here. I saw a gun emplacement over there. The guys seem to be moving this way. They seem to be they didn't have enough boots.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So the British immediately hired her. They gave her a very brief training and sent her out to spy on the enemy. She proceeded to collect information about enemy troop movements by using a number of false identities. She also was an extremely active distributor of a secret newspaper called Le Libre Belgique and assisted in an underground mail service. And this is separate from what she's doing with the British.
Okay, so she's spying and she's also blogging?
Yes.
And she's also basically a DM service?
Yes.
At the same time? Okay.
Busy.
Yeah.
She also helped several young men cross the Dutch border. So at the same time, she's getting people across the border.
Yeah.
Gabrielle was ultimately befriended and exposed by a German agent named Colonel Walter Nicolai. She was arrested by the German military police in 1916, and she was in prison, tried, and convicted of espionage in wartime under German military law and sentenced to death. They be sentencing the gals to
But
death.
that's what, it's a war, and they're doing the espionage stuff. So that is what that goes. Yeah.
Woof. During her trial, Gabrielle refused to reveal the identities of her fellow agents.
Yeah.
Despite repeated offers for amnesty. Okay, so they're like, we'll let you see it, we'll let you free.
You're just a lady. We'll let you go. You can go pick flowers.
We don't need
and
to,
be
you
nice.
can go work at a labor camp. You don't have to be death penalty.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no.
And she's like,
I ain't saying shit.
long live Belgium.
Hold that thought.
Oh, really?
Hold that thought. Among such agents, there was a lady who has a very long name, Germaine Gabrielle Anascarion, who is 23, and she was the daughter of a local magistrate and a close friend of Petit. She was arrested on similar charges, imprisoned, but they didn't have enough evidence against her to actually prosecute her because Gabrielle refused to divulge anything about her.
Oh.
And so like they really wanted to nail down this magistrate's daughter for doing espionage stuff, but Gabrielle refused to say anything.
Because they were trying to lean on the local government.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, a devout Catholic, before dying, Gabrielle made her confession, went and received communion, and on the way to her death, recited the rosary. On April 1st, 1916, Gabrielle Petit was, at the insistence of the German military, shot by a firing squad.
Whoa.
Her alleged last words were, quote, "I will show them that a Belgian woman knows how to die. Long live the king of Belgium." And then they shot her.
Wow.
Bro.
Wow.
Bro. No.
That's, yeah.
I'll show you I know how to die, bitch.
That's crazy.
Damn. So,
Yeah.
the story of her life actually wasn't like broadly known about. It wasn't until really after the war ended that it really came to light about what she had done and like her espionage. Because again, there's so much going on.
Yeah, but also it's post the story of occupation that you then start to look for people like this because when your nation is occupied, there's people just have to make do and they're trying to get through the day.
Yeah.
And how do you get to the end of each and every single day?
Yeah.
And she was like, I'll show you how we get to the end of fucking occupation. That's crazy.
A statue of Gabrielle Petit was erected in Brussels. And it was said to be the first statue of a working class woman.
Really?
Yeah.
The first working class woman?
Yeah, because usually it's nobles.
Yeah.
And so she was born working class.
Yeah.
Grew up in basically a Catholic orphanage.
But it's a much nicer statue than the statues of that bastard monster King Leopold II.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a horrible, horrible person.
Yeah, unlike my girl Gabrielle.
Unlike our girl Gabrielle.
Now listen, we're gonna take a break.
Okay.
And when we come back, I want to talk to you about the Madi Hari.
I'm noticing a theme
Yes.
that all of these are more or less World War I women.
I started opening tabs about World War I, and then I just kept really sucked
Kept
into
going
World
with,
War I.
because there were so many women that
and
were
I was
involved.
like, look at all these lady spies. I love a lady spy.
Love a lady spy.
And you see how that like German commander couldn't shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
They be doing that.
They do be doing that.
Just shut up.
So this is the first one I've actually heard of, but I don't really know her story that well.
So here's the thing.
The Mata Hari.
Mata Hari.
Yeah.
Mata Hari. We got to close this episode with Mata Hari. And I did a little bit of extra deep dive in her because she's very interesting. Okay. So her real name is Margaretha Gertruda Zell.
Gertruda.
I swear to God. Geertruida.
Is she Dutch?
She was born in the Netherlands.
Okay, yep. Because the way that's spelled is crazy.
Yeah.
That is spelled, it's Geer, like that E, the gear.
Geertruida.
If you ever see Dutch written out, it sounds like somebody is
Scary.
mocking you.
So she was born August 7th, 1876, which means she's a Leo, in a town of the northern part of the Netherlands, right?
Okay, you said 1876?
Yeah, 1876.
Okay.
Her father went bankrupt in 1889. She grew up pretty like wealthy, upper middle class.
Okay.
But
Like Stephen Miller.
Okay. Well, yeah. So after this bankruptcy, her parents get divorced. Her mother dies in 1891. Her family falls apart, basically. And she is sent to live with her godfather. She was studying to be a kindergarten teacher, but the headmaster began to flirt with her. Conspicuously, she was removed from school by her godfather, and a few months later, she fled her uncle's home.
Okay.
So
there's some mess. There's some mess
implication.
happening here.
There's a lot of implications and mess in
There's
that.
a lot of mess.
A young woman alone with these men,
Yeah.
causing a ruckus, and she runs away.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yep, got it.
Get out, girl.
Yeah, we can only imagine.
At 18, Zell.
She wasn't even 18 until that point.
No, she wasn't 18.
Got it. Because you were like, you said young, I couldn't put an age around it. All right.
So at 18, Zell answers an advertisement in a Dutch newspaper placed by a Dutch Colonel Army Captain, Rudolf MacLeod, Rudolf MacLeod, who was living in the Dutch East Indies, which is now Indonesia.
Okay.
And he was looking for a wife. And so she answers this newspaper ad and marries him. This marriage enabled her to move into the Dutch upper class and placed her finances on a sound footing.
Yeah.
So she's definitely marrying for safety and money.
Yeah.
Absolutely fair.
You said he's a colonel, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a colonel in the Dutch army living in Indonesia.
Yeah, so he's a colonial colonel.
Yeah.
He probably has a lot of, he's extracting a lot of wealth from the locals in Indonesia. Got it.
So she moves with her husband to Malang, on the island of Java. They have 2 children.
Okay.
I swear to God, this was on the bio page. It said the marriage was a disappointment. Babe.
Okay.
babe, put that on the anniversary card.
The marriage
This marriage was a disappointment.
Well, it was via Craigslist, basically.
That happened a lot back then.
No, I know it did.
People be putting out ads.
Well,
back then.
and you would hear about it, especially in America. The American story of it would be these like logging towns.
Yeah.
Would be like, we need women. Move. We can get 20 women to move here. You can get married. And then they'd show up and they're like, Jesus. Oh, no. Yeah. But that was a
and
job.
They're just ICE agents in their hotels, in their holiday suites on Tinder.
Yeah, we need women. But this is basically, this is very similar.
Disappointing ass marriage.
Yeah.
MacLeod was.
Well, he couldn't have a real job. He had to be a colonial colonel.
Yeah, MacLeod. I'm gonna go MacLeod.
Yeah.
MacLeod was an alcoholic who physically abused her.
Yep.
And blamed her for his lack of promotions, not his alcoholism, obviously.
Okay, got it.
He openly kept a concubine, which was socially acceptable practice in the Dutch East Indies at the time. Okay.
There's a lot
said
to
that. They said that.
There's a lot
Not
to
me.
unpack there.
I don't want to unpack it.
I don't want to unpack
Yuck.
that. I don't
Yuck.
want to unpack that. The way this would be described in the 1870s, even through the 1950s, like in books, they'd say that word like concubine, but today we would look at it as sex slave.
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically what that.
Yeah.
The power imbalance, everything else being involved with that. It's horrifying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in 1899, their children fell violently ill from complications relating to the treatment of congenital syphilis. So congenital means born with. So basically, he gave her syphilis, and the children contracted it during birth.
Got it.
Okay. And though the family, I mean he claimed that it wasn't syphilis, it was that the children were poisoned by an irate servant. The daughter survived, but the son Norman died of complications with syphilis.
Got it.
In 1902, they moved back to the Netherlands and get divorced.
Okay.
Love that for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy sounds horrific.
This dude sucks, by the way.
This dude sucks, yeah.
I didn't write it down, but I remember that like their divorce was super messy. She got custody of the daughter, but then the courts ordered him to pay child support, but he refused to pay child support.
Mm-hmm.
And then like he had visitation, and one day the daughter went to visit him, and he kept the daughter and refused to let her leave.
Parental kidnapping. And then she kept trying to sue to get her daughter back, but she actually didn't have enough money because she got money from him from like their alimony. Yeah.
So he wasn't actually giving her enough money to sue him, and he had more powerful lawyers, so he couldn't get the daughter back. It was a whole thing. The daughter ended up dying too when she turned like 21 of complications of syphilis. So this dad sucked so hard he killed his own kids.
Yeah.
Because of his dick.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so in 1903, a year after they moved back to the Netherlands, she needs money, so she moves to Paris, where she begins performing as a circus horse rider using the name Lady MacLeod.
Okay.
Which caused a lot of ruckus because there's a whole family of Dutch MacLeods, and their name is being associated with this Paris circus performer. And they're pissed off about it.
And as we know from Moulin Rouge and from The Greatest Showman, people get weird about circus and performers and all that stuff.
Also, I just love that she pivots and she's like, I know how to ride horses.
Yeah.
And I can do a circus horse riding. Okay, girl.
Yeah, I'll do a handstand on a horse.
Yeah, sure. I'll learn how to do that.
That's basically what she's doing.
So she's struggling to earn a living, though, and so she starts posing as an artist nude model as well for cash. Oh, meow.
Okay.
So then a year later,
she's taking basically any job.
Any job.
She's just at that point, but she's using the name.
She's a pretty girl who's taking any pretty girl job she can get at this point.
Yes, and she's using the name Lady MacLeod, which is giving a little bit extra flash to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in 1904, so a year later, she changes her name to Mata Hari, and she rises to prominence as an exotic dancer.
Okay.
So again, Moulin Rouge, she's doing exotic dancing.
Yeah. And by exotic dancing, you mean that she's literally doing from exotic locations.
Yeah, and also it's very burlesque.
Yeah, it's burlesque.
It's what we would consider burlesque.
Yeah.
So
it's not Magic City in Atlanta.
Well,
what?
Buffet time. So thing about her is she is very flirtatious, promiscuous. She openly flaunts her body. She is captivating to her audiences, and she is an overnight success. She becomes a longtime mistress of famous millionaire industrialists. She is literally the entertainer of the era.
So she's kind of like a Marilyn Monroe figure.
Yes. Now, back then, entertainers of her era commonly invented colorful stories about their origins, right? You had to have a cool backstory. That's
Gotta
what
fake
you're
a
selling.
bio. Fake
You
a
gotta
bio.
Fake a bio.
Fake a bio.
And she pretended to be of Hindu descent and having been brought up.
She's from Belgium? No,
yeah.
she's from the Netherlands. She's Dutch.
She's a Dutch white lady. She's a Dutch white lady.
Wait, this is like, what's her name? Who's the lady?
The teacher.
Yeah, from the NAACP.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
the hell's her name? Why am I blanking on her? I think about her all the time.
I think about. Hold on. We gotta Google it.
it.
Woman who pretended to be black and
Rachel Dolezal.
Rachel he got it before Google.
Rachel
Okay.
Dolezal. So she is Rachel Dolezaling France.
Yeah, she's pretending to be of Indian descent.
Hindu specifically. Yeah.
No, but she says that she grew up immersed in the art of the sacred Indian dance since childhood. This is the story she's telling, right? That's why she changed her name to Matahari.
Yeah. Do we know what Matahari means?
No, I didn't look it
I didn't look that up. Okay.
She brought a carefree, provocative style to the stage act, right? So it garnered wide acclaim. It was all over the newspapers. Everybody's talking about it. Her most celebrated segment of her act was her progressively shedding her clothing until she wore nothing but a jeweled breastplate. Which is I pictured it very Isabella Rossellini in Death Becomes Her.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I know what you're talking about. Real fast though, but let's go back. Let's deep dive a little bit here into the Hindu Eastern exotic of it all.
Okay.
This was during a time when all you had to do to make something impressive to white people in the West was to say it was from the East.
Yeah.
There was a lot, especially around India because of the British Empire and all these places. When you look at this time period, you start to see white magicians who are wearing turbans. You start to see the occult that comes in. All of these ideas that they're pushing they're like, no, it's the pyramids and the what's the one? Yoga. And there was a whole thing with like hot yoga and like tantric sex. And then what's the book? The sex book that everybody.
Oh, yeah. I forget the name of it.
Kama Sutra.
There it is.
The Kama Sutra starts to come up because, again, they also are very sexually repressed societies because in the Victorian age, they're very, very, very sexually repressed. And so the way to get around that, oh, no, baby, this is culture.
Yeah, just culture.
No, this is just Hindu culture. And then they could look at the Kama Sutra. They could put up statues of naked people because they go, no, this is I brought this back from my trip. That's not weird. Now, if some dude named Steve was to make a statue of a naked lady, Steve is a pervert. But
Steve is an artist.
Steve is an artist. But in France.
Honestly,
not in
Steve,
England, though.
Make a statue. Get off the internet.
Get off the internet. And honestly, stop making statues that are hentai. Please.
Wait, I didn't mean that kind.
Okay, all right.
That's not what those plastic printers are for.
No, the 3D printers?
The 3D printers.
I think, honestly, that might be exactly what they're for at this point.
No. Okay, so apparently Mata means mother, and Hari is a word in Sanskrit that is it's like it means something about Vishnu, the deity Vishnu, the one who takes away.
Got it.
So Mother Hari, I think. Listen, let me know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments.
I know I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments so that I can be
But
informed.
she basically would be like showing up and saying, I'm from the Wyoming and my character's name is like we're not even Wyoming. I'm from America, and my character is Mother Bucky's.
Yep.
Because I saw that they're into Bucky's.
If you do burlesque and you're listening to this podcast right now, please create a character called Mother Bucky's.
Yeah. Or roller derby.
And then you shake your boobs and you have like the Bucky's logo.
Yeah, the Bucky. Yeah.
Incredible.
The tassels should be the Bucky teeth. They jiggly
I love
Bucky
this.
teeth.
Okay, so she's Isabella Rossellini all over the place.
Yeah.
Her act is incredibly successful. And her act alone elevated the status of erotic dance all over Europe.
And her act is actually referenced in Metropolis.
Yes.
Yeah.
She posed for provocative photos and mingled in wealthy circles. Since most Europeans at the time were unfamiliar with the Dutch East Indies, Mata Hari was thought of as exotic, and her claims were accepted as true.
Yeah.
One enthusiastic French journalist wrote in a Paris newspaper that Mata Hari was, quote, so feline, extremely feminine, majestically tragic, the 1,000 curves and movements of her body trembling in 1,000 rhythms.
Okay.
It's like here's where it gets gross with the exoticism.
Yeah,
right?
but also she's just doing Gwen Stefani.
Yeah. Oh, that's exactly it.
She's just a culture vulture.
She's literally.
But
culture
she's like, you
vulture.
guys don't know what they do in Indonesia.
Yeah, and literally Gwen Stefani put on the bindi. And yeah.
No, but it's the other part of it though is she brought back some stuff with her from India, and she's like, you guys, not India and Indonesia and everything else on her travels, and she's like, you guys don't know how to get any of this stuff.
Yeah.
They don't know how to find it in Paris.
Mata Hari's career went into the decline after 1912. In 1915, she performs her last show of her career, but she does a brand pivot.
Oh.
You got to do a brand pivot. You got to
Okay.
redo yourself, right? And this is when she becomes a successful courtesan. Hell yeah, dude.
Okay.
Known more for her sensuality and eroticism than her classical beauty. That's a quote. That's a mean quote to say that you don't think she was pretty, but she was sexy.
But she knew how to talk to a guy.
Yeah.
She knew how to talk to a fella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said, "Oh, really? That's so interesting what you did at work today."
Laugh emoji. Hit him with a triple bag laugh emoji.
Yeah.
All right,
You're so funny.
That's one up, one cry laugh emoji up, one cry laugh emoji to the side, one up.
Yeah.
That right.
I'm
Right,
just-
instantly
I'll
in
tell
love with you.
Everything about what I'm doing with ice, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
All right, so our super secret government op is heading exactly in this direction, and I am sending this to you from the Wi-Fi at the Hilton.
She began having relationships with high-ranking military officers.
Real fast, I want to make the joke La Quinta Inn because it's funnier. La
Yeah.
Quinta Inn's funnier to say.
Yeah.
But the Hilton really did betray people.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the Hilton got specifically the ICE agents got kicked out of the Hilton
By the local
by the
owner.
local owners of that franchise, and then corporate stepped in and was like, absolutely not. We welcome everybody, including the people who don't welcome anybody.
Yeah.
So fuck you, Hilton.
Yeah, fuck you, Hilton, forever.
Yeah. Okay.
So she starts having these relationships with high-ranking military officers, politicians, and other influential people in many countries.
Okay.
Her relationships and liaisons with powerful men frequently took her across international borders. Before World War I, she was generally viewed as an artist or a free-spirited bohemian.
Yeah.
But as the war approached, she began to be seen by some as a wanton and promiscuous woman, or perhaps a dangerous seductress.
Yeah, she also is probably looking for a side. There's a moment where she could be friends to everybody, but when
Yeah.
you're in a fight, being friends with everybody means that you are enemies of everyone as well.
Exactly.
Because if the enemy of my enemy is my friend, then my enemy's friend is also my enemy. That's
Yeah.
how that math works. And the thing is, I want to remember real fast about enemy is my friend.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have two enemies.
Yeah.
Okay, Tucker Carlson,
Well-
Marjorie Taylor Greene, Sank from the Young Turks.
Oh.
We're not letting everybody into the fucking tent.
No.
All right, I'm tired of this shit. Oh, but they're different. They changed. No. Two ops. That's two ops I see over there. Oh, they don't like each other? Good. Let them fight. I don't have to help either.
Yeah.
All right.
As a Dutch subject, she was able to cross borders freely because they were neutral in World War I.
And she had a Dutch passport.
She had a Dutch passport.
Oh.
Okay.
But wouldn't that point out that she's not Hindu?
Babe, do not think that people are asking this question of
Yeah.
a pretty girl trying to
Well,
cross the
also,
border.
you know what? You're right, because I'm also like the border guard. That is like a pretty low status
Yeah.
symbol, like in that society.
Yeah.
The border guard's not telling the colonel or the industrialist or
Yeah.
like the royal person.
And she's traveling with like the richest people. Like she's not crossing borders alone. She's crossing borders in the
And the guy's like,
in
well,
the-
that's weird.
in the nicest train car.
Yeah.
With a rich man by her side. She's
Yeah.
a courtesan. She's well dressed.
And the
like-
guy's just like, all right, cool,
Yeah, you
paperwork
say
works.
so. You say so.
Also, this is from a time that whole thing about her pretending to be just somebody else wildly and pivoting like this. Again, this is before credit reports, before the internet, before your wire services at that level. And so it was so much easier to do. This is like a story until 1987. You hear about the guy who goes like 2 towns over and has a whole new family and life.
I know.
You just can't do that now.
No, it's a bummer.
Now you have to repay shit.
Ugh. So, okay, she's crossing the borders. During the war, she was involved in what was described as a very intense romantic sexual relationship with Captain Vadim Maslov, a 23-year-old Russian staff captain who was in the 1st Special Infantry Regime serving with the French. So he was a Russian serving with the French.
Okay.
Okay?
That used to happen a lot.
In 1916, he is wounded, losing sight in his left eye. The Mata Hari, asks for permission to visit her wounded lover at the hospital where he was staying near the front. Now, when she makes this request, instead of getting like a letter back, French agents show up and they're like, "You'll be allowed to visit him if you agree to be a spy for France." Okay? So now, before the war, she had performed several times for the Crown Prince Wilhelm, the eldest son of Kaiser Wilhelm II, and a senior German general on the Western Front. The French intelligence believed that she could obtain information by seducing the Crown Prince for military secrets.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
You see where this is going?
I see where this is going. Okay. They're like, hey, go talk him up a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe he'll tell us where the trains are.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
the problem is his involvement was minimal.
Yeah, because he's a fucking idiot.
It was German government propaganda that promoted the image of the Crown Prince as a great warrior, the worthy successor to the monarch who had made Prussia strong and powerful.
Yeah, he's basically Don Jr.
They wanted to avoid the fact that he was a known party boy and general asshole.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's not doing anything.
No, this is the same thing they do right now with Barron.
Yeah.
Barron Trump.
Yeah.
Who they're always like, oh, he's this like genius and all these other different things. And I'm like, no, he's not. No, he's not. He's just he's a rich kid dumbass who sits over to the side who watches Twitch streamers and Kick streamers all day.
Unaware that the Crown Prince did not have much to do with running the army,
I love that the French fell for their German propaganda.
The French offered her 1 million francs if she could seduce him and provide France with good intelligence about German plans.
That's a lot of money.
Nice. Get that bag up front.
That's a lot of money. Meanwhile, Alice is doing all the work virtually for 10 shillings?
Yeah.
When at 10 shillings?
My ladies in Minneapolis were doing it for free.
That's what I'm saying. And this lady, though,
She getting paid.
stolen valor culture vulture over
Yeah.
here. 1 million francs to talk to fucking Don Jr.?
I mean, honestly.
I mean,
if I had
you would have to pay me 1 million francs
Yeah,
to talk to
exactly.
fucking Don Jr. too. But I'm just saying, like, that's crazy.
The fact that the Crown Prince had, before 1914, never commanded a unit larger than a regiment and was now supposedly commanding both an army and an army group simultaneously should have been a clue that his role in the German imperial decision-making was mostly nominal. The French didn't understand that.
Yeah.
Anyway, she travels to Madrid where she tries to arrange a meeting with the German Crown Prince. Now, during this time, the Germans transmitted a radio message to Berlin describing the helpful activities of a German spy codenamed H21, whose biography was closely matched to the Mata Hari's, and that it was obvious they were one and the same. The French intercepted the messages, and from the information contained they identified H21 as the Mata Hari. The messages were in code that German intelligence knew had already been broken by the French, suggesting that the messages were contrived to have her arrested by the French.
Got it. So the Germans sent a message through enemy territory
To other Germans.
to other Germans,
Yeah.
but they wrote it in a way that
We
looked-
just got this really cool spy.
Yeah.
She's so cool. She used
Got
to
it.
be a dancer at the Moulin Rouge, and she's Dutch but Indian. Ba 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 ba. And they
Yeah.
were like, wait a minute.
Wait a second.
Hold on.
And she's totally tricking these French dummies right now.
She's working for us, but pretending to work for the French.
Got it.
Right? So General Walter Nicolai, the chief intelligence officer of the German Imperial Army, had grown annoyed that Mata Hari had provided no real intelligence, instead selling the Germans mere Paris gossip about the sex lives of French politicians and generals, and decided to terminate her employment by exposing her as a German spy to the French.
So that's insane.
Yeah.
Also, this is very much, not to bring it like the Trump administration,
Yeah.
but this is very much of like hiring a party girl
Yeah.
to do a very specialized job.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, hey, we want you to be a spy. And she's like, okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what do you expect her to give you? She goes to parties.
She's a party girl.
She's a party girl. Like, she wasn't, again, do you want someone like Alice or somebody who is in the infrastructure or someone who has a connection because they're harder to turn?
Yeah.
And she's just like, whatever, they're paying me.
Yeah. Also, I don't, even if she did spread secrets the other direction, I doubt she knew it. Like, she's just conversation. She's drinking champagne. She's having sex. She's going to parties. She's just talking.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she doesn't realize who she's talking to and like who the secret spies are. Like, I am so sure she's out of her depth in this.
There's that, and also like we also just keep reminding ourselves too. Her kids died of syphilis because of her awful ex-husband. Like,
Yeah.
she's also trying to like survive, but I
Yeah.
think she went past the level of like what she needs to survive and is like living a lifestyle that is untenable.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, this is just, I don't want to make complete excuses for her.
No, not at all. In February 1917, Mata Hari was arrested, tried. She had been accused of spying for Germany and consequently causing the deaths of at least 50,000 soldiers.
So she was arrested by the French?
She was arrested by the French.
By the French, okay.
Although the French and British intelligence services suspected her of spying for Germany, neither could produce definite evidence against her. On the contrary, they actually made up fake evidence against her.
Oh.
So all the men that hired her built the dossiers to then take her out.
Got it.
Okay, so all this.
This kind of feels like maybe she also was like, oh yeah, you're great. And the guy's like, she loves me.
Yeah.
Like they all just fell in love with the stripper?
Yeah, I fell in love with the stripper. She bob and she rolling. Okay.
But like that's what this feels like too, is a bunch of them are just mad. Maybe she's like said a pithy thing to him,
Yeah.
and then this was like this is a massive revenge plot that also involves the deaths of tens of thousands of men.
Allegedly.
Having
one German spy, aka the Mata Hari, to blame for everything that went wrong in the war was convenient for the French government.
Yes.
The Mata Hari seemed like the perfect scapegoat. The case against her received maximum publicity by French press and led to her importance as a spy was greatly exaggerated by the French government and the French press. She was an independent woman, a divorcee, a citizen of a neutral country, a courtesan, and a dancer. She was the perfect scapegoat for the French and their current loss.
Yes.
Right? So
Because again, millions died.
yeah.
The French had no idea. There was the World War I, to a lot of people don't understand if they don't really look into it, was psychologically devastating for everyone involved. It was the first time modern weapons faced modern weapons. Up until that point, you had people like the British and the French. They were pointing Gatling guns at people with spears and bows.
Yeah.
And they did not understand that those tactics, we're actually facing that right now with Iran.
Yeah.
If you look at what's happened with the Iranians using drones across the region, Donald Trump's dumbass did not pay attention to what's been going on between Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah.
The way the drone warfare has changed, the way cyber attacks have happened, the nature of the war and warfare has tweaked and changed and evolved over the last 15 years to a decade.
Yeah.
Everyone who's been involved with it has told everyone that this has been involved with it, but the old men that sit and have the fucking epaulets on and want to blame women for fucking everything, they're over there, they're like, no, that's not going to happen. I'm built different. My war's built different. The Ukrainians went to the Pentagon and they're like, hey, we heard you're going to do some weird shit with Iran. Just so you know, we've been fighting their drones for almost half a decade now.
Yeah.
Here's some tactics we've come up with to and then legit, the Pentagon looked at them. Pete Hegseth and all the other guys said, we're built different. That's a Ukrainian problem. They're Iranian Shahed drones. And the same exact thing happened. There were people inside the French military and inside the German military who said, between trench warfare, these new plane things we've invented, tanks, the machine gun nest, you can't just keep sending wave after wave of men over the top. And the French didn't want to have to blame the old men who were sitting in palaces. They didn't want to have to blame the rich people or the newspapers that walked them into this fucking war. So they're gonna blame this one slut.
Hey.
What?
That's not nice.
That's how they set it up.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, that's how they're going to, that's the subtext of it
That's
all.
the subtext.
That's the subtext. I'm saying that's what the French are doing. And that's what America will do. We've done it about so many different things.
Yeah, Trump always fires women. That's his big thing.
Trump always fires women first. We will believe Trump over any single woman, Hillary and Kamala. We'll blame them for every single sin that ever happened.
Yeah.
They'll get hung out for every single sin over the men who were president at the time, without having a chance to be able to switch it up in any sort of different way. That's just how we do it. That's just what we blame Eve for the apple. We don't blame Adam for biting it.
Yeah.
Eve was handed the apple and then said, I think this might taste pretty good.
Yeah.
And then he took a bite and went, you bitch. It was a golden age until I tasted this delicious apple.
And that's why they have the apple stuck in their throat.
That's why.
So during her trial, her lover, the Russian guy, Maslov, he became deeply resentful as a result of losing his eye in combat, and he declined to testify on her behalf and told her that he did not care whether she was convicted or not.
Yeah.
When she learned that he had abandoned her, she fainted. Because they told her, like, I think at court, that like he was refusing to show up.
Yeah.
And like she fainted at court.
He says he doesn't care if you live or die.
Mata Hari.
People don't faint as much anymore.
I know, we need more fainting.
Well, part of it's because of the
corsets.
The corsets,
I
the
wear
petticoats.
A fucking corset, dude.
Yeah.
Mata Hari maintained her innocence, saying she never spied for the Germans. Okay. She was executed by a firing squad consisting of 12 French soldiers just before dawn on October 15th, 1917. She was 41 years old. According to eyewitnesses' account, she was not bound and she refused a blindfold, and she defiantly blew a kiss at the firing squad before they shot her. Whew. Yes.
Wow.
Bitch.
Wow.
Bitch.
That's crazy.
I love her.
All of that at 41. Wow.
Yeah.
What a life.
What a life. Dude, she lived, dude.
Yeah.
She lived.
She did live.
Although news reports that followed her execution claimed she had admitted to spying for Germany, Mata Hari never made such a confession. She maintained throughout her ordeal that she was never a German spy. In October of 2001, documents released from the archives of MI5 were used by a Dutch group, the Mata Hari Foundation, to ask the French government to exonerate her, as they argued that the MI5 files prove she was not guilty of the charges she was convicted of. A spokesperson from the Mata Hari Foundation argued that at most she was a low-level spy who provided no secrets to either side, stating, quote, "We believe that there is sufficient doubts concerning the dossier of information that was used to convict her to warrant a reopening of the case. Maybe she wasn't entirely innocent, but it seems clear that she wasn't a master spy whose information sent thousands of soldiers to their deaths."
Yep.
Yeah.
I do like that there's a Mata Hari Foundation. This is a thing that also happens, though, throughout history.
Yeah.
When you give it enough time, someone will show up and say, actually, that person was innocent. There's a Richard III society. They believe that Richard III from the Shakespeare play and the famous guy, like he actually wasn't that bad. I'm like,
I don't know about that. But yeah, but I thought it was crazy that MI5 comes back at the very end.
Yeah. There's a full circle.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Full serve tavern.
Well, Mrs. P.
Yeah.
This was very, very interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for this quick and different history of women spies
and men ruining
shit.
Shut the fuck up.
Because I think with the Mata Hari, really what it was she flirted too close to the sun.
Yeah.
I think as you were going through it and you started describing it, I started thinking about the social circles of these generals and colonels and all of these other different people that are involved.
Yeah.
Of like, there's a jealousy, there's a
or
professional.
They just realized that because she was so close to so many powerful people, the Germans were like, she's too powerful. We have to set her up. Because they knew from day one they needed to set her up.
Well, it's also could have been one of those things too, where they could have paid her too much money and someone could have been like, what's going on with this lady over here?
Yeah.
Hey, we noticed that there's this line here in the ledger that says we're giving like a lot of money that we could use for new boots.
New boots.
New boots. Listen, boots are a big deal in war.
I know.
like that's the thing.
I know they are.
Like Napoleon famously got his guys boots, and they're like, we love this fucking dude.
This guy's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I'm gonna follow him forever.
Trench foot was a huge issue. There's like logistics wins wars, and the Germans were having logistics issues. And so when people started looking in it and doing audits, and they're like, what do you mean $1 billion for a ballroom? They're like, what? And so they had to come up quickly with a scapegoat. And so, I think turning her over and then letting the French are looking for a scapegoat.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like, again, they're two enemies, but they had a common.
Yep.
They got a common. So,
Yeah.
maybe you don't have two enemies. Maybe you don't
So
have a
anyway,
friend.
lady spies.
Lady spies.
Lady spies, they can keep secrets.
They can.
They can cross borders. They can do the damn thing as long as men can shut the fuck up about
Yeah,
it.
as long as Will Stansel doesn't have the information, they'll keep going.
Block him on Blue Sky.
This has been a fun episode. We're back every single week, every Sunday at noon, wherever you get your podcasts. Find us at ProMania500.net on Patreon. Mrs. P, any final words?
Have a great week, everybody.